Hey, Joe from Boulet's Garage. So today, we're going to be replacing a water pump in this 2014 Toyota Sienna with a 3.5 liter engine. Uh, these are a little involved. After you do one of them, it's not too bad, but you do need to raise the motor up to get the water pump pulley off. If you're not a qualified mechanic or you have limited mechanical knowledge, I don't really recommend you do this in your driveway. So I went out and I looked at some videos, and none of them that I could see told you to start by draining the coolant. They told you to start by removing this cover and this mount. I am going to remove this cover. Just pulls off basically. I'll set that aside. Oh, look at that. Imagine that. Yeah, a nest. Go figure. In New England? Yeah. Well, we'll take care of that. Um, so yeah, I'm going to drain the coolant, and also I'm going to look for the block drain, and I'm going to drain the block. So uh, actually the petcock's down there below these connectors, straight down. Yeah, so if you find the petcock for the block drain, it's nice because when you take the water pump out, you don't have this cascading coolant fall, waterfall that makes a complete mess everywhere. So I am going to get this thing draining. I'm going to remove this mount, these two bolts, and the bolt up here, get that out of the way, and we're going to start jumping into this. All right, so I got the coolant draining in this, and I added a little piece of hose to the bottom of the little nipple on that petcock. Otherwise, it leaks onto that. You can see it's leaking a little bit there, but it leaks onto that gravel guard down there, and it goes everywhere but the drain pan, and it makes a mess. I don't know. It just is something that really bothers me when you have an excessive mess. It almost seems like it affects the outcome of the job. Maybe it's just me. But anyway, so that's draining into the bucket down below. You can see the red Toyota coolant down there. And so I'm going to, while that's doing that, I'm going to remove this mount here. I'm going to start by the 14 millimeter socket's going to fit that there, and right there. So I'll get back to you. Okay, so while the coolant's draining, I'm going to show you what I'm using for a water pump. And it's an Asian, which I love using these parts in the Asian-made vehicles, simply because they're as close to OE as possible. Problem with these water pumps in these vehicles, they don't give them enough of a bearing in them to begin with. And this vehicle's got 112,000 miles on it, I believe. And they don't usually last that long. This is probably going to be like the fourth one I've done. Give you a new gasket with any O-rings you need. I'm going to do a serpentine belt while I'm here. Why not? Good idea. Customer doesn't know if they've ever done one or not, so it's probably a good idea to do it. And this is the water pump here, WPT 803. Got this online, saved a bit of money. And yeah, so each bolt that I take out, I'm going to install into the new water pump because they do vary in length and sizes. So anything to reduce the amount of confusion in this job will help you psychologically. I guarantee it. So I'm going to continue on now. Okay, I got the side motor mount out of the way. That was one of the easiest parts. Before you take the belt off, make sure that you break free the bolts for the water pump pulley. I like to use this. This is a Mac Tools boxed end double 1412. I use this for a lot of different things, but that gets you down there where you need to. Just got to give it a quick snap and they'll break free for you. But just get those ready because it's going to be a lot more difficult to get that pulley off. with the belt off it. So now I'm going to remove this hose and this side bracket. Also, so yeah, I am going to go up and look for the block drain in the back. Just going to remember where it is. Also, this bracket here needs to be removed afterwards because that makes it much easier to get that off. So I'm going to go for that actually first. Okay, I've removed the wheel and I'm going to remove this cover. We got two bolts here. 10 millimeter socket will fit. There used to be a clip here, but obviously it's been taken off before. See, this is the block drain right here. I got a hose attached to it. I believe it's going to be like a 10 millimeter socket's going to fit on there. So I got this hose hooked onto here, so it's going to drip down into my coolant bucket there. One thing I got to let the customer be aware of, though, is we got a little head gasket leak starting here. And it's external, which is good. But that's why you want to keep an eye on your coolant level, too. But I'm going to bring it to their attention. There are some products you can dump in the cooling system that I've seen work. One of them is called K-Seal for external leaks, not internal leaks. So I'm going to get this block draining, and when that's done, I'm going to start taking the water pump out. Okay, so I got the block draining into my coolant bucket there. Wondering what the vice grips are for. I got that to hold the little piece of hose I put over because it was leaking all over the exhaust and kind of making a mess. But with this nice trickling sound here and 2 cups of coffee, I got to go to the bathroom now. Okay, I'm still draining the block, and I'm going to pull this bracket off here. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4. They're 14 millimeter heads. Pull that whole assembly off. I'm going to pull this hose clamp off, or move it, get the hose moving. And this hose clamp here is coming off. So we're going to get that assembly out of the way, and I'll get back to you. Okay, I got that side bracket off. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts that hold it on there. And you want to kind of want to keep them the way you found them. Now, these 2 bolts here you're going to want to leave in because you can't get them out unless you're going to take the bottom motor mount nut off there. Now, you're going to have to wrap that with a hammer. I actually had to take a air hammer to the edge of it with a floor jack, putting tension up against the oil pan, and give a couple tickles with that, and it popped it right out. I do have a block of wood between the floor jack and the oil pan. You don't want to stress that out for sure. So anyway, you can see here, I'm going to go for this thermostat housing next. And I got the hose ready to come off back there. So I'm going to get that off. I'm going to take a little lunch, and I'm going to come back to this. I'll go after the serpentine belt next, after that assembly comes off. But I'll get back to you. All right, I got my thermostat housing off here. 2 long bolts, 10 millimeter socket fits, and then there's a nut on the bottom side that goes to the stud that sticks out right here. And you're going to want to spray some lubricant behind this housing, and it'll work its way in there, help you out, help you get it off of there. I took a pry bar I got behind it and just popped it out of the way. So now I'm going to take this serpentine belt off, and I believe I'm going to have to take off the tensioner pulley. That should be left-handed threads, as I remember. All right, so the pulley on the very top, that's regular right-handed threads. The one for the tensioner on the bottom is left-handed threads that goes down there. So I took those off. Now I'm going to go after that water pump pulley. I have the lower motor mount already released. I'm going to jack it up as high as possible and get that pulley out of there. All right, so that pulley comes right out of there if you jack the motor up as high as you can. Now keep in mind that when you're jacking it up, this plastic plenum is going to go up against the cowl. You basically want to stop once you contact that. You want to go crazy, all guns a-blazing and break that. Definitely don't want to do that. But to give you an idea how high up off, you can see the studs just barely touching the bottom of that mount. And yeah, so I'm going to start taking the water pump bolts out one at a time and put them in the corresponding hole in the new water pump. And I'm going to continue on from there. So yeah, it's most of them are 10 millimeter, no, 12, a mixture of 10 millimeter and 12 millimeter heads. So I'm going to go after that now. All right, you can see I got the water pump out of there. The old gasket's still on there. I'm going to take that out. Yeah, so there's like 17 bolts, 18, 19, including the thermostat housing that goes in there. So anyway, so here is the old pump, and you can clearly see, or hear, that the bearings are shot. So I am putting an Asian pump in here. Yeah, this one failed, but I wouldn't want to put one any cheaper than that in there, simply because it is kind of a pain to do these. I'd much rather do these over replacing an alternator in a 2018 Nissan Pathfinder or Murano any day. But yeah, so I'm going to take the old gasket off there, clean it up best as possible. And as I understand it, you do not want to get any oil on the new gasket because you could develop a coolant leak. So I'm going to clean up all the bolts. And I apply some sealant to each one of them to ensure that we're not going to end up with a leak. But yeah. So I guess this pump will be good for another 100,000 miles. So I'm going to reinstall and reverse of removal, and I'm sure you can do the same if I get you to this point. Anyway, so hopefully if this video has helped you out, great. There's a lot of them out there on this. I think what you could take away from my video is that draining the block out with the block drain saves you a big mess. I mean, a little bit still comes out, but nothing compared to what if you don't drain that block. All right, I got the new water pump in there now. They give you new gaskets for this bypass pipe and for the thermostat housing. So you have different bolts. There's a mixture of them. They're basically the same length. They're just different head sizes. And, 10 millimeter and 12 millimeter heads. But I got that back in there. I'm going to put the pulley back on. Sorry about my fingers in the way there. I'm going to put the pulley back on. And like I say, that pulley, if you get that up high enough, it'll come right out of there. Of course, now I can't get it back in. I'm trying to film with one hand. So yeah, see how it'll just come in and out of there real easy. You just got to take it out at an angle when you do it. But yeah, that's like the most difficult part of this job if you don't approach that right. But so I'm gonna basically put this back together the way I took it apart, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so we got the water pump all done. I'm getting ready to put new coolant in, and I got 2 gallons of new Toyota coolant in here. And I'm going to use my vacuum bleeder here. This one's from Blue Point. And so what it does is it pulls a vacuum on the entire cooling system. It actually collapses the hoses. You pinch off your return hose to the coolant reservoir, and it works great. I mean, you won't have any issues with air pockets or anything. This is, it's got a rear heater in it. You're going to make sure the heat's on high so everything's opened up. And instead of using this bleeder right here, you don't need to do that. You can incorporate air into it. So I'm going to pull a vacuum on it now, and we're going to get this cooling system filled with new coolant. Of course, the compressor had to come on right then. So I have full vacuum pulled on this now, and I'm going to put my hose in the handy dandy Harbor Freight bucket, and we're going to open it up. I don't know if you can see the coolant going in the hose. So the system's being filled right now. Just like that. Usually just let it set for a little while longer. And the system is filled. Brand new coolant, just like that. So typically, in the past, Toyotas have been really finicky and hard to get the coolant system to burp, but all you have to do is top off a little bit more coolant in there. You fill your reservoir as you need to, and you're good to go. Hey, if you like this video, please like it. And if you subscribe, that'd be even better. There should be a little button in the right-hand corner there that says subscribe if you're watching in landscape. But hey, I really appreciate you. I appreciate all the YouTubers out there that help me get stuff fixed, and hopefully this will help you as well. Hey, have a great night.